welcome to the show. Today is all about leveling up our style with great new looks to try from head to toe. But before we get into all of that, it's day 4 of our French Onion Week. Love that song. Listen, each day this week I am making different dishes inspired by the classic flavors of French onion soup. And today, we're making one of the best party staples of all time. We're doing French onion dip, and I am so excited. Listen, I love a French onion dip, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I like the one that comes out of a tub that you get at the grocery store. I also like the one that comes out of the little packet from the grocery store, but I'm gonna show you how to make it from scratch at home. And again, we gotta start with onions. Now, the first thing we're gonna talk about a little bit is the shape of the onion themselves. By this point, you're like, Mary, I get it. We're slicing the onions. We're gonna caramelize them. But this time with this dip, I actually don't wanna slice the onions. I want to dice them up. That's because when you get a little scoop, I don't want all those little onions hanging off. I want like a nice little bite of all those diced onions. So I've got some here in my pan that I have cooked down in a little bit of butter. That's 4 onions there in about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and that's been going over medium-low heat for, again, about 15 minutes. This is classic. The thing about dicing your onions, anytime you cut something smaller, it's gonna cook up quicker. And that's actually what we want for this dip, because these onions are gonna be tender and soft and creamy, and they're gonna blend into a dip so beautifully. So those are looking great. They're nice and cooked down. So now we're gonna do that sneaky trick that we like to do, and we're gonna add in a little bit of maple syrup to really kind of enhance that caramelization power. So I'm gonna pop in about 1 teaspoon or 2 of maple syrup, give that a stir, and let that go over medium heat for about 10 more minutes. That's gonna cook that down into a jammy deliciousness, which looks kind of something like this. Like the difference of these onions, essentially what's happening is all of those sugars are being pulled out of the onions, cooking down, softening up, and they look absolutely beautiful. It smells really good in here. Honestly, this week, it smelled like onions every day, and I'm not mad about it. I really like onions. I'm a very big fan. So I've got these onions. They've cooked down. Again, that syrup has helped them cook down even more. And I'm gonna add in those classic flavors. So we've got a couple cloves of garlic here that are minced up. That is smelling delish. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of that classic herb de Provence, just about 1 teaspoon of that. All right, give that a mix up. And just like with before, you want that garlic to toast off for about 30 seconds. That is looking beautiful. But as you can see, there's little bits of golden brown kind of stuck on that pan, just around the edges, all around there. So we want to deglaze this pan and bring everything together. And for that, obviously we're using brandy. Just 1 tablespoon of brandy. Very, very tasty. If you didn't want to use brandy, you could use wine, but I would use a small amount. Again, just about 1 tablespoon, because essentially what this is gonna do is it's gonna give brightness into these onions. It's gonna cook in beautifully, and they're just gonna get more jammy. That is looking absolutely beautiful. Then you wanna take those onions and you wanna set them aside to cool to room temperature, because we're gonna start mixing them in with all things creamy and delicious. So I've got some of those onions here, and again, you can do these in advance. If you wanna get those onions caramelized at the beginning of the week and use them throughout the week on all those recipes, you are good to go. So I'm gonna toss those diced onions on into my bowl. And then this is a very simple dip ratio. Essentially, you want 1/2 cup of 3 things creamy. I go with some brick style cream cheese. If you only had tub style, that would work too. I like brick though, it holds together a little bit better as you mix it. I'm also gonna throw in 1/2 cup of some mayonnaise, because I love a mayonnaise-based dip. When I was a kid, I did not like mayonnaise, and honestly, if I had a time machine, the one thing I would do is go back in time and tell that little tiny Mary that she's wrong. Mayonnaise is delicious. It's tangy, it's so good. All right, about 1/2 cup of that. And then I'm also gonna throw in 1/2 cup of sour cream. You could also use Greek yogurt here. You could use skyr if you want a little extra protein, but sour cream is classic. To be honest though, if you did wanna use those other ones, that would work. What you're looking for here is something tangy. That cream cheese has a little bit of tang, mayonnaise not much, but that sour cream gives you that like zingy zippiness. It's totally delicious. If you wanted here too, you could add in some lemon, whatever you want, you do you. I'm just gonna beat this baby up with my little hand mixer. And this is like literally all you need to make the most delicious French onion dip you've ever had. Remember that grilled cheese sandwich we made on Tuesday? Dunk that in this dip, double French onion. I'm very, very pumped about that. All right, that is looking great. Now I'm gonna add in some bright onion flavor. If you wanted to use green onions, you could totally do that, but I'm gonna go in with some chives. You want about 3 tablespoons of chives. That's gonna give you a little bit of green. And when you're eating that much mayonnaise, it's always good to throw some green in there just to trick yourself into thinking you're eating something kind of healthy. So just finely slice those babies up. And again, green onions would be delicious. If you wanted to leave this out, you could do that as well, but why would you? I love a chive. Give that a little bit of a mix together, just to give you that green color in there. You could also throw parsley in here if you wanted to, but whatever you'd like. And then we're just gonna transfer that on into a little dish. That, to me, looks like the most delicious dip this side of the Mississippi. Really, really tasty. Couple of those green onions or those chives right on top for a bit of color. And then if you want, yes, you could serve this with a classic chip, but we just made a simple little dip. Why don't we make some simple little tortilla chips? So I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest little flour tortilla chips. So I've got 8 flour tortillas here. And essentially all you wanna do is brush those with a little bit of oil. I've got 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm using olive oil, but any sort of oil will work. You just wanna give them a good brush just to coat. Then stack them up once they're all coated, cut them into some nice triangles, however big you want. Then you wanna season those with some salt, pop them onto a sheet pan, season those up with salt. If you wanted here too, you could put some smoked paprika on there, give them a little bit of a bacon feel, that would be nice. Season those up with some salt and pop those into a 375-degree oven for about 12 to 14 minutes, just until they're crispy and golden brown, and you serve these babies up with that delicious dip. Sure, you can put out some crudité just for your healthy friends, but I'm going in with one of these delicious chips. All right, let's give that a taste. Oh, that's a crunchy chip. Whoa, that's a good dip. Y'all, you're never going back to that little tub again. Ooh, that is good. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.